Oh, all right, everybody. Off a 3-day weekend, Keith. It is Tuesday, September the 7th, 2021. It's Stick and Hack Reacts. I'm your host, Adam Grubb from Stick and Hack. That's Keith Stewart from ESPN Radio in New York City. Keith, the weekend was longer than most because of the holiday, but it felt short because of all the things that happened in the golf world. We're going to react to those right now. First of all, good afternoon and happy Tuesday to you, sir.
Oh, man. What a great holiday weekend. I hope yours was half as good as mine, Adam.
With the exception of the golf, yes. Everything else, my actual golf, yes. Everything else was fine, and that will not be a reaction today because we all know what happened, don't we? Actually, no one knows. I didn't win, and that's really the
actual real golf that people care about, Adam. Some of that wasn't great either. So
all right, let's get to that. Tour Championship at East Lake. This is the culmination of a year-long playoff system and point system that is now officially done, and $15 million later, Patrick Cantlay walks away as the champion of the FedEx Tour Championship, FedEx Cup, whatever the hell it's called. Keith, your reaction, Patrick Cantlay walking away with a massive, massive check, but also an incredibly pressure-packed shot there on 18 to put him to 15 feet for a two-putt birdie. Keith, your reaction to the old playoff there.
To steal a couple of your terms there, Adam, I'm going to give you a massive. Honestly, this thing had all the elements to be unbelievable. A $10 million difference between first and second place, $15 million for the title. Two guys going head to head again for 2 weeks in a row. Two of the best in the world, number 1 in the world, number 4 in the world. There was so much there. The entire season, I'm sure on Twitter there's like 37,412 strokes or something that took place this year. And it all came down to one hole, a reachable par 5 with 2 bombers and a one-shot lead for $15 million or the difference of $10 million. And guess what, Adam? If I asked you right now, you'd say, I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, if there was ever a weekend where two events were more polar opposite in the way that they emotionally grabbed you, it was this weekend. And there was so much money involved in one, and there was zero money involved in the other. So my question to you, Adam, is that how is it that the Tour Championship wasn't great?
I really don't know that answer, Keith. Because I didn't watch it. I didn't. I watched the Solheim Cup, number 1. Number 2, I watched other things. I watched the U.S. Open tennis. There are other things that were more exciting to me, and things that I, for some reason, had felt a more investment in than this. Of course.
But wait. It was exciting. It was a one-shot weekend. They were going back and forth all weekend. Rahm and Cantlay. It should have been tremendously exciting. Why wasn't it exciting?
Because they're not personalities. They're not brands that people get up and get excited for. Maybe I really don't know, because I have never not cared less about something than I did Sunday with that tournament. And shame on me, I guess. I'm part of a major golf brand here. You think I would maybe check it out, but I didn't. And I figured I already thought, because Cantlay had a 100-shot lead going into it before he'd even hit a shot. So I figured
there it is.
At one point, so basically he lost. If you do the math, Kevin Na should have won the whole damn thing.
There would have been another playoff. Rahm and Na tied at 14 under.
Right. Rahm and Na, which sounds like a holiday. Keith, let's move on to the Solheim Cup. And number 2 on the list here, reactions, because I think we both know where we're at with the first one. Second, Solheim Cup. Now we go. Europe, unfortunately for the U.S., retains the cup, but not without a fight and not without some drama late on Monday. Singles matches, there's nothing better than team play, nothing better than singles matches, and nothing better than 15 consecutive hours of golf coverage. And the USA women brought it. They looked great. They just came up a little bit short, but it was an incredible weekend of golf. Solheim Cup, just 2 hours from my house here at Toledo, which I live in Indianapolis, but Toledo's 2 hours, and that felt close to me, and it felt interesting. And all weekend at the golf club, they had the Solheim Cup on. They didn't even show the FedEx playoffs. FYI.
Was there a question in there?
No. What's your reaction? Sorry about that. I forgot the name of the show for a second. What's your reaction to the Solheim Cup?
I was looking for my cue. My reaction to the Solheim Cup is that I believe that, that was a great intro right there, almost to the point where you forgot to ask me the question. But I'm going to give it 2 big thumbs down because it was wire to wire European win. I'm not saying the Solheim Cup, I'll give 2 huge thumbs up. The competition, the camaraderie, the emotion of the moment, it was fantastic, right? But 2 big thumbs down. And I'm trying to inspire people here because the Ryder Cup's coming in 2 more weeks.
Bang up job so far.
And we got to do something better because this is unbelievable. I mean, we had like 5 wins between like 7 different quarter sisters, Lexi. I mean, we have all these big names in America and we can't win. We can't putt. I don't know what's going on, Adam, but I don't know what your reaction is to it. But Europe went wire to wire. They had like 30 fans there. All right. We had home course advantage.
It's like our listening
outlets. We used our playlist on the first tee. We did everything we could to get it right, right? And it's like emotionally we can't handle the opportunity or something. I look at some of the superstars of our side that had a really good Solheim Cup, like Jennifer Kupcho or Brittany Altamare. I mean, like these are not household names. These young women stepped up and they like they played great. But then, it's just unbelievable to me how year after year after year we have these cups. And I hope it's just a wake-up call to Steve Stricker and the men of the Ryder Cup team that it doesn't matter if our whole team is ranked 1 through 12 in the official World Golf Rankings, that we got to do better. We just have to play better. I don't understand why we don't. I wish I had more answers. My parents raised me that if you're going to complain about something, you have to have a solution. But I don't know. Maybe I do, Adam. Maybe I do. Maybe I have 5 keys for Captain Stricker of what I learned from this weekend from the Solheim Cup. Are you ready for him?
I am.
All right. Number 1, make the course as hard as you can. Make it impossible. All right? Because statistically, we have better golfers than they do. So if you give us wide open fairways because we're bombers and everything, that means they're going to hit the fairway too. Make it impossible. Make Whistling Straits impossible. Number 2, fans won't matter. You could put 100,000 people around the first hole. It obviously doesn't bother the Europeans. Did you see their celebration on Monday afternoon? Right? Yeah. There was like 20 people there and a couple of like people's pets that they brought along. They were probably like therapy dogs or something. I mean, there was nobody there. There's nobody there cheering for them. I mean, it was unbelievable. 3, Stricker has to be like Azinger. He has to be a jerk, right? He's got to get those guys to the point where they listen and that they're fired up. And I don't see that a lot of times in the U.S. captains. Hey, I'm sure Pat Hurst logistically did a wonderful job, but if you look at the way the European women reacted to Beanie, their captain, I mean, it seemed like a totally different way that they looked up to her. We're not sisters here. This is like that aunt you can't stand when she comes over your house because she asks you to clean her room. It's like you just number 4, you got to putt the lights out. Between now and then, everyone on the Ryder Cup team should be putting every minute of every day that they can. Everybody hits it great. Okay, you're all ranked top 20 in the world. You hit the ball great, but under pressure, you need to be able to putt. And number 5, they got to be like a goldfish.
Short memory.
You got it.
Look at me. That was actually the only one I heard. So that's apologies for that. Keith, let me ask you this, because this is a shocking turn of events here, and I might be being a little tad dramatic for dramatic's sake, but you're giving the Solheim Cup a thumbs down because of play, and I'm giving it a thumbs up just in general because I thought it was a fun event and that team atmosphere and the team golf and it put the spotlight on the LPGA yet again this year in a year where they've had it on them for forever. I'm gonna take a side path here and ask you if you know anything about the inner workings of some of the nastiness that came the USA's way shortly after the loss on the aforementioned golf Twitter, which is, by all accounts, the sludge of the earth in most cases. But Nelly Corda actually spoke up earlier this morning or late last night and said, "Look, guys, this is the nastiness has to stop. We're out here doing our best, and we're out here killing it for you guys. And I'm sorry, but you can't do the things that you're doing. You can't say the things that you're saying." Do you have a reaction to the reaction from golf fans of the USA and their lack of either A, ability to play the game at the highest level, B, to get the Solheim Cup back from the Europeans, or 3, are they being a tad dramatic around the visceral reaction to their loss?
Adam, we probably have to think about this for a day or two and try to put it all into perspective. I don't want this to come across the wrong way. I give the ladies all the credit in the world. I know that they were trying their best,
right?
But at the same time, it just boggles the mind. And I'm just putting it in a more of a PC way. Twitter golf is not going to do that.
No.
Everybody got up yesterday that lives here, and we walked out and we stuck our American flag on our front door because it was Labor Day. It was a holiday. It was there to celebrate the Stars and Stripes. And it was all lined up, 12 singles matches in a row, and everybody wanted to end the day by waving that flag. And we didn't get a chance to. And some people just can't handle that, and they all live on Twitter golf, and they let it rip. It's unfortunate that that's what we have to talk about on a Tuesday for lunch, because it upsets my stomach, and I can't handle a lot of hot sauce. So at the end of the day, I think that Nelly and her sister Jessica and all of those ladies have every right to fight back and say, hey, we tried our best. I'm going to give them all the credit in the world. It sounds like I was being harsh on them, but I was really just trying to say, hey, if you're the men's Ryder Cup team, look at these 5 areas where they could have done better, and then they would have won.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to for me.
And I don't think you're off base at all. I don't think what your reaction to it and Golf Twitter's reaction are even close in the same ballpark. My point was just that there is this secondary topic, which is that there was some real nasty things said about the women's USA team, which is unfortunate. They lost the Solheim Cup, but at the end of the day, they lost some golf. I mean, what are we doing here? It's uncalled for in most cases, but
going back to the Tour Championship, right? We did have a wonderful event.
I actually had forgotten that we even talked about the Tour Championship. That's
right.
How little that thing mattered to me.
There was a well-contested event with 2 great golfers, 30 great golfers, but 2 of them in the end, they came together and, it was a one-shot victory and everything. And then the second that event was over, if you were following on Twitter, somebody, tweeted out a major golf Twitter personality. They said, okay, on what hole does the playoffs start between Kevin Na and Jon Rahm? Well, that person knows, Adam, what the staggered scoring was. They disagreed with it. And the second that thing was over, rather than saying, hey, Patty Ice, congratulations for, winning the FedEx Cup, great run in the playoffs. It's just the world we live in.
Yeah.
So.
Good. All right, let's move to the Ryder Cup. We talked a little bit about it earlier, and your 5 keys to victory for the Ryder Cup that we're learning from the Solheim Cup, and I think those are great and make complete sense. Let me ask you this. The 6 captains picks now. We have a day or so until those come out. Is that right?
Yeah, they'll be tomorrow.
Okay, so we have a day. So if you and I are looking at the 6, your reaction to I don't even know what you would be reacting to, because the picks haven't been made yet, number 1. Number 2, maybe we react to the difficulty of picking the last 6, or maybe we just forgo that completely and we say, who do you pick, Keith?
So, you know what? We have to react to something, and I'm going to give a thumbs down to picking 6.
Okay.
I think that's too hard. I think, in a way, we're trying to serve 31 flavors here. It's like you can't have everybody on the team, and there should be a point system for a reason. You look at the top 6 that earn their way on, Adam, and you go, oh, yeah, of course. Those guys are great. And then you look at number 7, Tony Finau. You go, yeah, that guy should be on. You look at number 8, Xander. He should be on. You look at number 9, Spieth. He should be on. Okay, now we get to 10. Harris English, 2 wins, a career year. The guy had a good playoff run. He should be on, right? Okay, now we have 2 more picks, and we have about 100 different names being mentioned, including Phil. So it's now you have this unbelievable job. Well, if you took the other 4 out of play, Finau, Xander, Spieth, and Harris, who certainly should be on that team with the way that they played and even the way that they played recently. And they are all good putters. Finau probably being the worst of those 4, but they are. I want putters on this team. I want guys in strokes gained putting, and that's what I'm going to go down the list. But now you've got, at 11, you've got Reed. Oh, boy. Okay?
Yeah.
What disease did he have for the last 2 weeks? He's got a bad ankle that caused him to withdraw from a couple events before that. You got a lot going on there. You got Daniel Berger, Webb Simpson. Wasn't even at the Tour Championship. He was like you. He forgot about the whole thing. Scheffler, Kokrak, Burns, all playing well. Horschel played well.
Burns, my boy Sam Burns. I want Sam Burns. That's my reaction. I want Sam Burns on that team, and I'll watch every single solitary second of it.
Well, he's a great choice, and I picked him as well. So after we go the first 4, you got to pick 2 more. I go Sam Burns.
Yep.
All right. In the playoffs, he went 21st, 8th, and then 18th. But most importantly, he's top 10 for the whole season. He's number 9th in strokes gained putting on the PGA Tour. So at the end of the day, all these guys hit it great, Adam. You know that, right? They hit it the complete opposite of you. They pure it, right?
Thank you.
So at the end of the day,
I don't know why that was necessary, but thank you.
We're not allowed to have some shtick on a Tuesday? Is it only limited to Monday? Right? Is that in my contract? Right? I'm not allowed to give you a hard time on a Tuesday?
You're fine.
So I picked Burns, but he was really my 6th pick. My 5th pick was Patrick Reed. Now, you can have a reaction to that. But at the end of the day, I think that guy, he consistently finds a way.
Maybe in this event, I agree with you. In this event, he always seems to rise. He has that swagger. He has that bravado. He has everything that the United States would need in order to take them to the next level, because some of those guys that are on that team are the most boring people in America. So to have a personality in there and to have somebody to go up against Ian Poulter and his shtick, I'm all for it. Patrick Reed in and of itself is one of those kind of topics where you just go, ugh, man, we don't want him, but we have to have him, kind of like vegetables on your plate, as a kid or as a 42-year-old man, for that matter. Keith, we're out of time. Unfortunately, today we are out of time, and there's so much more to react to. There's so much more to talk about. But the good news is that we have next week still to get prepared for the Ryder Cup and more reactions to the picks and to the strategy and to everything that's happening as golf has wound down for the most part, with the exception of the Ryder Cup for this season. Hats off to the European team for the Solheim Cup. Hats off to your boy Patrick Cantlay for winning $15 million and seemingly not caring about it. And congratulations to Kevin Na, who finally showed back up to a tournament that mattered and played great. And congrats to you, Keith, on just everything you've got going on. That's Keith Stewart from ESPN Radio in New York City. I'm Adam Grubb from Stick and Hack. This is Stick and Hack Reacts, your weekly look at the comings and goings and the reactions of the PGA and LPGA. We'll see you next week. Have a good week, everybody.
Hey, make your Tuesday lunch as great as your Monday lunch.